Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my review for Babylon. So this movie dropped on uh, streaming services this morning, or yesterday, I think. Um, it was on Paramount Plus. Um, this was one that I had heard kind of mixed things about. It was one that I knew the long run time, which I mean I've watched longer movies before like this, so I'm always skeptical with the run times, but I'm willing to give them a shot if it's done right. Um, but this one bombed at the box office, um, which was somewhat surprising, somewhat not. The marketing wasn't the greatest on it. We really couldn't tell what it was about, so I waited until it came to streaming. Um, and it's pretty much what I expected, pretty much what I've heard. Um, this movie just isn't great. It was for me personally. If you love it, if it's something that you enjoyed, that's perfectly fine. That's great. I'm happy you enjoyed it. For me, this movie just wasn't that amazing. It opens up with this gigantic party scene that lasts probably about 30-ish minutes, and it's basically the it leads you into the title card of the movie. It relies on a lot of, I don't even call it shock value, but there's just a lot of nudity. There's a lot of just random crap in here that's supposed to be comedic effect. Um, and it didn't work for me, and the movie itself just feels so all over the place and messy because it's stuff is happening so fast, and uh, I just could not get any kind of connection with these characters, with Margot Robbie or Brad Pitt or I can't remember the other guy's name that's in this that is sort of Margot Robbie's somewhat love interest. They just they don't build the characters very well. Um, they're pretty much kind of thin characters in my opinion. They're not very they don't have much build to them. Things just kind of happen. I feel like at times that made no sense to me. I don't know how they got from point A to point B. Um, it just overall this was, I would say it's a disappointing film, but when I went in expecting this in a way, I can't say it's a disappointing film. Um, it uh, it's definitely one that I felt the runtime on, and honestly, with how it was, with me not being able to connect with the characters, with me not really finding it all that funny, um, with things just so chaotic during the movie, it felt longer than the actual runtime. And that's really bad when your movie is already roughly 3 hours long, and you are. It feels like I've been watching it for like 4 or 5 hours. I mean that's pretty bad. Um, Now there is some good things about the film. Uh, One of the good things about it what is obviously cinematography for this is really nice. Costume design is good. Acting is good. Um, it did have one particular sequence that I did find funny and enjoy. Um, it's with Margot Robbie, her trying to do this scene for a movie. It's I enjoyed it. It was funny. That was the only time I really laughed. Um, but Babylon just didn't work for me. It's nothing I would ever see again. It's a movie that I kind of understand why it bombed. I know part of that was due to the marketing, but honestly, this is one that I know if I would try to watch this with my wife, she would be done within the first 30 minutes just because the first 30 minutes is so chaotic, and it has so much nudity, so much just stuff that she's not into, and or at least into watching for the most on the TV, that um she would have been out of it within the first 30 minutes. She would have made it past the title card. Um, and so that's the thing. Like this is a film where you have to make sure you watch it with somebody who can handle excessive nudity and sexual stuff, references and stuff. Um, if you can't find somebody, if they don't like it, then they're not going to like this movie. I mean, it just feels like he just threw stuff together and tried to be funny at the same time. And I mean, I don't know, maybe this is how life was back in the silent film days. Maybe this is what happened off camera, how things went. But for me, I mean, it was just too much. It was way too much, too chaotic, and just like I said, it did not help me connect with the characters at all. So I cared nothing about them toward the end. I wanted to care about them, especially towards the end when certain things happen in that third act. I wanted to be able to care more about the stuff that happens, but I couldn't get to that level I needed to be. Um, but it was nice seeing Margot Robbie on the screen. It was nice seeing Samara Weaving, them together in a scene. But there just wasn't a lot here for me. Like I said, it has its positive qualities, but overall, for me, I gave this a 2.5 out of 5. I will not ever watch this again. It was a complete. I don't want to. See, I don't want to be mean and say it was a complete waste of my time, but it it honestly, for me personally, I felt like I wasted 3 hours. I could have watched two movies I liked more, or two movies that I could have liked more. Um, in the time frame that I've watched this, and that's my thing with these longer movies is I don't. I'm very selective, and I try not to watch a ton of long films like this, just because in the time it takes me to watch this, I could watch 2 hour and a half long movies and possibly get more enjoyment out of them, or know I'm going to get more enjoyment out of them than I could be watching a 3 hour long movie. Um, so it it just takes a lot of effort for me, especially when my wife has no interest in them. Um, Makes it harder to watch them. Thankfully, today she was gone with my daughter to a couple of appointments, so I was able to sit down and watch it. Um, but I'll definitely be watching something else to try later on this evening to try to watch something better and or hopefully it be better than this. Um, but yeah, overall Babylon's like I said, a 2.5 out of 5. Nothing I would say rush to see, but. So that is everything for my review. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for our videos, and we'll see you all in the next one.